Can't wait to talk to you more about Overwatch 2. Can't wait to show you more with Overwatch 2. We know it's been too long. We know we've been quiet. And we still have a ways to go just to manage expectations.
We've got a way to go, and we need to manage expectations. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. So, yeah, I think Overwatch 2 is a 2022 game. And in this video, I'm going to try and explain why that's the case and just what's going on. So, we've just heard from Jeff there. Now, that was from the recent developer update video. And Jeff is saying, look, we need to manage expectations here. Overwatch 2 is still a ways to go. Now, he wouldn't be saying that if it was something he was going to announce in February the next year. He'd be saying that if he was planning on announcing it probably at the end of this year, if BlizzCon was still at the same old traditional date, which would be November, where he may talk about, hey, here's a beta date, and this is what we're going to do. And Overwatch 2 is a 2022 game. Anyway, all of that is speculation, but what I want to do here is break this down because there's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to look at Jeff's developer update video because now we've got more sort of insight into what Jeff was saying. But we do just have straight up more information. So, of course, we've got the art book, which has got interesting dates on. We'll get onto that in a second. We've got comments from people in the industry and all kinds of stuff. So let's get stuck into this. And, of course, we've got the Overwatch League season date timetable, which I think is probably the final nail in the coffin for expecting getting any sort of playable version of Overwatch 2 this year. Let's begin with this. This is the Art of Overwatch Volume 2. Now, I covered this on the channel a while back. This went onto Amazon, and I thought it was going to get removed pretty much straight away because it contained this juicy bit of information, which says it includes a sneak peek at Overwatch 2. Yeah, okay, that's fine, because we didn't know when this was coming out. But guess what? Amazon has a date for this, and the date for it is October the 15th, 2021. That is when this will be released. Okay, so this gets alarm bells ringing, doesn't it? And at the time, I was like, uh-oh, this means we're not going to get Overwatch 2 in 2020. Can the game really survive that? We need Overwatch 2, right? You've got this specter of Overwatch 2 hanging over the entire Overwatch community. And this date here, it's searing into my head of like, uh-oh, they're only going to show us sneak peek stuff in October. So what's going to happen all the way through this year? Uh-oh, what's going on? Well, look at this. This is from Jason Schreider. Now, he's a games journalist. He currently works for Bloomberg at the moment. And he's wrote a lot of really good articles, some of them actually on Blizzard. Things like when he was talking about Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4 as well. It's some really good stuff he's done on Blizzard. So he's got some good insight into what's going on in the games industry. And he's talking here about Hogwarts Legacy. Now, this is the Harry Potter game. You're a wizard, Harry, which has been delayed until 2022. And he says the first of many, many 2021 game delays to come. Now, this, I think it goes without saying, right? Just take this with a pinch of salt here from what Jason's saying. We don't know if he's got specific Overwatch 2 information, but the entire gaming industry as a whole, last year, halfway through the year, pretty much had to send home all of its staff and work out a way of them being able to work from home. That would have taken time. It would have pushed development times back, and those development times are going to bleed into this year, which may push the actual launch dates back into 2022. Now, of course, Overwatch 2 may have always been a 2022 game, right? And Blizzard have known this. They've always worked to this, and it's had a little impact on them. They haven't told us this, and the reasons for this is exactly to avoid what we're seeing here with Hogwarts Legacy. And you can even throw in games like Cyberpunk, right? Obviously suffered from coming out way too early. But Hogwarts here saying, you know what, guys, we're not coming out with this game this year. They'd already given a date, and then they're saying, okay, actually, we need to push it back. Blizzard avoid this by going, we don't have a date for the game. The balance becomes, are you willing to sit there and not give any information to your community when you've got an existing game there where, you know, players want new content, they want the new game, but you're not telling them when it's coming out, and it's been years since you've actually talked about it. And it has, right? Because think about it, Overwatch 2 was shown off November 2019. I was very lucky. I was one of the first people outside of Blizzard to actually play the game. It was awesome. But that was 2019. We went through a whole year of nothing. And then we get told at the end of 2020, yeah, we've got some information on Overwatch 2 in February next year, but you need to manage your expectations, and it's still a long way away. I don't know. Like, I still don't think Blizzard have done the right thing by not showing us stuff. Like, surely they've got the new designs for various heroes in Overwatch 2. Why not just tease them out to us and stuff like that? I don't know. But hopefully we get to find out more in February. So I want to show you guys this. It's the event calendar for Overwatch League 2021. Now, there's a couple of key things to look at here. So firstly, you can see April to September. That is the date of the season. And then the playoffs and the finals after that. Now, at the end of September. So what we've got here is, I think, pretty concrete evidence that there is no Overwatch 2 planned for this year. No Overwatch 2 launch, that is. There may potentially be an Overwatch 2 beta after September, because again, remember, if Blizzard were working on the old time scale of BlizzCon always being an event in November, it stands to reason that major milestones for product development and game development would absolutely land in November, right? So they can push it out with their big marketing expo, which is what BlizzCon is, right? It's their own E3. It's the thing where Blizzard go, hey, these are all our games. We control all the marketing. Check it out. Shareholders love it and all of that stuff, right? So look at this. It says we've got West and East, so 2 divisions of Overwatch League. You've got Tournament 1 seeding, and then it goes into a tournament, then there's a bye, then there's a Tournament 2, Tournament 3, Tournament 4, and then the Grand Finals and the playoffs. Now, this is very much like Call of Duty League, where there are mini tournaments, basically, throughout the year. This is great, because it makes the games a lot more watchable. There's a lot more on the line. Teams have got things to play for, and you'll get less pointless games, which is really good. And, of course, it will all culminate in a massive final, hopefully. That is some sort of offline event that may even have a crowd. Of course, we don't really know what's going to happen in the world this year, but if last year was anything to go by, I wouldn't really hedge your bets on there being a massive crowd and anything like that. But look at the dates. Look at the dates. This is April to September. So in February this year, we're going to get news on Overwatch 2. But remember, we need to manage our expectations, right? And then Overwatch League kicks off. They're not going to launch Overwatch 2 in the middle of this. They're not just going to go, oh, by the way, Tournament 3, guys, it's Overwatch 2 now. There's 6 new heroes, 7, 8 new heroes, whatever. There's a load of new game modes. There's just a new graphics engine, a new UI. Go and play it. They're just not going to do that. It's going to be at the start of a division, a start of a league. And that's the issue I've got with this, right? You look at this and there is no world I see where Overwatch 2 comes out at any point from April to September. All right, let's move on.
As you know, our big focus is Overwatch 2, which we will be talking about more in February with BlizzCon Online coming up. But one of the cool results was we wanted to grow the team size in order to make the game that we're making.
Growing the Overwatch team size. Now, this is really good. This is great. If you can increase the size of your development team, it means you've got more devs working on more stuff. But here's the thing. You can't just go out and go, you know what? I'm going to get 100 new devs, 200 new devs, and they're all just going to work on my game. You have to get the right people for the right job. And that's really difficult. And so this, I'm sure, has been a very stressful thing for probably Jeff to do and other people that are high up in Team 4 at Blizzard, which is the Overwatch team, to get these pieces together to form a team to actually crack on and make Overwatch 2. But here's the thing, right? And I remember doing the Echo stuff, where Echo was the last hero, and Echo was super cool. And we got to do some interviews when we went over there with Jeff Goodman and people like that. It was really good stuff. But Echo is the final hero in Overwatch. And it almost felt like that is the cutoff point. Like, if you look at the content that we've had since Echo, yes, there's been balance updates. Yes, there's been new skins and stuff for the seasonal events. Yes, there's been new like mini events. There's been little bits of lore, Tracer comics, Kanazaka we've got right now. But that's the bare minimum, like the absolute bare minimum you could do to keep the game ticking over, to keep the game community sort of interested, right? And to keep the creators interested. Because think about it. If you just make some random number changes, go, yeah, you know what? I'm going to just, okay, I shouldn't say random. They're probably not random, but, minor changes. So go, okay, I'm just going to change some of Reinhardt's stat numbers, like his shield barrier amount, whatever. People are going to start talking about that, and people may come back to check it out. People obviously come back to look at new skins, but they've always kept making the skins, and things like that. So they've kind of done the bare minimum just to keep Overwatch kind of interesting for its current community, while everybody else is working on Overwatch 2. But it feels to me that maybe 2019, early 2019, because remember it was March when Echo came out. I remember this quite well because it was just before all of the lockdown stuff started coming in and flights got banned. I literally just flew back from LA before there was a flight travel ban put on. I think it was from the UK to America. There was just a travel ban. So I was really lucky that I got back. But basically, Echo, well, that was it. And then everyone is on smack bang straight into Overwatch 2. All the people working on the new heroes, everything is for Overwatch 2, and that's what they're cracking on with. We do know that in the past, Blizzard have said they work on multiple heroes all the time. So I think they've always got like 3 or so hero concepts at various different stages of development. So they've got loads of stuff rolling, but of course, none of this is being put into Overwatch. All right, let's carry on with what Jeff said.
Now, just to recap the year a little bit, it was crazy. I hope you're all surviving. What a terrible year in terms of COVID and the pandemic that's hit us all. Hope you're all safe and healthy and you've weathered the storm. With that said, we were able to make some really cool stuff. We released Echo, who has been a tremendous hero in Overwatch. We were able to update all of our seasonal events, many of them getting new variants and new cool ways to play the seasonal events that recur every year in Overwatch. Plus, we introduced a lot of what we're just calling our micro events. We had Mardi Gras Ash, Comic Book Tracer, multiple Symmetra events, Maestro Sigma, plus releasing, some of the great music from Overwatch for you all to experience. We patched the game over 80 times, if you can believe it. Some of those minor patches, some of those major patches. We did tons of work with the experimental card. The workshop updates were amazing. A special shout out to Zach and Dan for all the work that they did on the workshop. That was just fantastic.
It sounds like a hell of a lot, doesn't it? When Jeff outlines everything that happened in 2020, that's a lot of stuff that's come to Overwatch. And some of it's awesome stuff. Like the workshop is incredible. Like it's such an awesome thing, the workshop. And there's been loads of stuff like that which have come to the game. But you know what? And this is kind of funny. I'll let you guys in on a little secret here because everybody does this. If you're like a content creator, so if you stream or you make YouTube videos or whatever, right? You do this thing where you go, okay, I've got a game which is like your main game. Everyone has this, right? Even channels that do coverage on multiple games. There's always a game that they make content on. So for me, obviously, it's Overwatch. So you'd sit down and you go, you know what? Okay, what can I do this year for Overwatch? Is there going to be a lot of updates? Is there going to be Overwatch 2 news? Well, we know probably there isn't, but maybe we can just hope there might be some Overwatch 2 news. Is there going to be new and exciting stuff added to the game, which is going to be more interesting than going, hello guys, welcome to the patch notes. Yeah, so Sigma, yeah, his shield, now it takes, what is it, 1.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds? It's 2.5 in it. I can't even remember. Who even cares? Let's just say 2.5 seconds for it to deploy now. Yeah, that's the cooldown. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. That's crap. No one cares about that, right? They want good and honest and beautiful content, right? So you think about this stuff, and I'm like, right, well, I'm going to make Overanalyzed. I like making Overanalyzed. I know you guys love it. Keep making it. Guess the rank. I like doing that as well. But let's do some new stuff, like Bronze Heroes has been something which I've been thinking about for ages. Eventually got to a point where we started making it. So it's really cool to do that, but it's almost a little bit disheartening as well when you know, and I've got to be real here as well, guys, not as many people play that game as they used to before. Now, even though Blizzard will come out and say, oh yeah, we've got 50 million players, and it's beautiful, everyone loves Overwatch. Well, yeah, it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to go around and look at some stuff. So if you look at the category on Twitch, you'll see less people watching streams. If you look at YouTube and you look at various channels, well, every channel basically, you'll see less people watching the videos. There's less interest in Overwatch, and it's because the game has become stale, because for a long time, it's had these minimal updates. People want new heroes, right? Then they probably want new maps, they want new game modes, they want new stuff, and there hasn't been any of that. And we are very much on life support. I don't want to say it's the skeleton crew running Overwatch, because I don't think that's entirely fair at all, but it feels like that from the outside. It feels like, yeah, it's in a difficult place, and that's why we need Overwatch 2, and that's why I think a lot of emphasis, especially from creators and definitely from the community, is on, hey, I want to play Overwatch 2. Give us the new stuff. Give us the new news.
So we felt like even though the team is mostly focused on Overwatch 2 right now, if you look back and actually catalog a lot of what we did this year, it was pretty amazing.
And again, just confirmation there of Jeff that everyone is working on Overwatch 2. And remember, this was at the end of the year. So Jeff, for him to come out and say, look, everyone is now working on Overwatch 2, and you look at the timing of this, maybe it was even like the end of 2019 was when it was full steam ahead into Overwatch 2.
All in all things considered, we know that you at home had to deal with a lot in 2020 because of the rapidly changing world. We did as well. And we think it ended up being a pretty cool year for Overwatch overall. And even more so, I think we're excited about the future.
So this is the part of the video where we try and speculate what we're going to get at BlizzCon next month. Now, remember, manage expectations. Overwatch 2 is a long way away, and it's still a ways to go from what Jeff said. Now, this is going to be based on speculation from myself and just like the sentiment I'm feeling around the community, and through speaking to other content creators as well. kind of what we're expecting here. So I think that we are going to get an animated short that will probably be focused on potentially Sojourn, or it might show off a new hero, or it might have a bunch of new heroes in, or maybe even introduce a new faction or something. Then what we'll get is more information on features and systems in the game, because we don't have nearly any information on this. And Blizzard even said back in 2019, they don't even know what the progression system is. They don't even know, basic stuff to do with the game. You'd hope that that's been fleshed out and they can give us information on that now. So more details on story missions, more details on hero missions, more details on progression, unlocks, things like that. Maybe we get more information on competitive as a rework, because they have said they might do some crazy things and just totally rework competitive. So there might be more information on that. Again, that just goes into the whole thing of just more info on features with the game. And then that's kind of where we're at, like, to be honest. Like, are they going to then say, here's a release date for Overwatch 2? I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. But what they might do is say, we're going to have a beta, and this is the beta date. And that might be set for November this year. So at least there's something to look forward to. And honestly, I think if we get any more than that, I will be pretty shocked, to be fair. Now, obviously, in my wildest dreams, it would be awesome if they come out with, oh my god, guys, guess what? We have a massive announcement. The beta for Overwatch 2 is playable right now. And the release date is November 2021. And here's a bunch of information on loads of stuff. Here, loads of new heroes. Here's loads of features. Here's potentially, like, I don't know, the way a new sort of shop functions. Loads of stuff like that. This is the thing with Blizzard, right? And I think Blizzard have been through this ringer quite a few times where the community can get really hyped up and they can expect a lot. And if Blizzard don't deliver it, then you can start trashing on Blizzard for going, where the hell is this stuff? You said you'd do this and you didn't. And I think that's why Blizzard have always been averse to saying, you know what? This is a launch date. These are features that we're going to add to the game. The problem is, in this day and age, I think, where you've got, a lot of content creators, you've got a lot of community members, you've got a lot of there's a lot of games out there. That's the point I need to make. Players and creators and everybody else who is around a game, you need to keep having new stuff added to the game. You need to keep that interest level there. If it's not, then slowly people will stop playing that game and look at other stuff. Now, of course, Overwatch, like I said, it's a 5-year-old game. So for it to retain its community as it has done is awesome, really, when you think about it. Yes, you could look back and say things could have been done better. The big hope here is Overwatch 2 is the thing that can do things better. And when that eventually comes out, we start seeing a new age of Overwatch, right? All right, guys, I'm going to end this video because it is getting a little bit ranty and it's probably getting a bit long now. But I just wanted to throw this out there because I know a lot of you guys super interested in Overwatch 2. It is the main thing all Overwatch fans are looking forward to. We just don't know when it's coming out. And we, like Jeff keeps saying, probably need to manage our expectations and not expect a lot this year. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, guys. As ever, thank you for watching the video. It means the world to me. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.